Wait. Let me get this straight. So you think, Mr. Kimmel, that it's wrong for you to lose your job for what you said, but what you said was it's okay for Charlie Kirk to lose his life for what he said? Give me a break. Last time that I checked, Disney was the one that owns ABC, and that's a private company. And ABC is the ones who fired Jimmy Kimmel from his show after he said the egregious things about Charlie Kirk. But Eric Swalwell here seems to have the facts mixed up. Check it out.
Congressman, I see you are wearing a hat. What does that hat say?
You're damn right I am, John. I was a guest on the Jimmy Kimmel show. He every night has a right to come into any house that wants to watch and entertain Americans, just as Greg Gutfeld on Fox has a right to be not funny and go on his network and entertain Americans.
Actually, neither one of them have the right. They are given the privilege, just like driving, to go into people's households because they work for these private companies that put them on the television screen. If Greg Gutfeld said the same outlandish and disgusting things that Jimmy Kimmel said, he could have also been fired. Let's keep it going.
A part of who we are, John, and frankly, it should shake every American that the President of the United States is out there firing comedians who make fun of him.
First of all, Jimmy Kimmel wasn't fired for making fun of President Trump. He was saying egregious things about the death of Charlie Kirk. Completely different person. What is this guy even talking about? Second of all, the president doesn't have the power to fire Jimmy Kimmel from a private company like ABC, who is under Disney. That doesn't even make any sense. He may be able to swing the pendulum a little bit on some things, but he's not going to directly be able to fire someone. That also is absolutely wrong.
That is not who we are, and every American should care and stand up to this.
It truly astonishes me that people like Jimmy Kimmel don't believe that they could face the same circumstances as all the other Americans that were fired for using the same rhetoric towards the death of Charlie Kirk. What makes him different from anybody else? Obviously, nothing. He thought because he was on such a huge network, rich, with rich and famous and powerful friends, that maybe he could just say whatever he wants and say pure evilness out of his mouth on national television without any consequences. But guess what? That backfired. And what he found out is that he is the same as everyone else. He can also be fired. Now, I'd like to believe that the reason that things like this keep happening is because there's enablers, such as Don Lemon, that use their huge platforms and tell people that what they're saying is not wrong, not condemning them, not just saying, hey, we crossed the line on this one, we pushed it too far, maybe we should dial it back in. They refuse to do that, and I think that causes the wildfire to continue to spread. Check it out.
Jimmy Kimmel, they're trying to cancel Jimmy Kimmel. I'm sure you've heard the news by now, but I've been going through the internet looking for the clips to see what they're mad or upset about, and I can't find it. I can't find it. The one that they have on there, I don't see where that's even controversial. The guy's a comedian. This is the same party, the same group of people who complained about everything is too woke. Comedians can't say anything anymore. They're killing comedy. The folks who are complaining about killing comedy are killing comedy. The folks who are complaining about canceling people are canceling people. What does that tell you? That they don't believe in anything that they're saying, that they've said, that they have no core. All it is if it doesn't fit their particular ideology or belief, then they don't want to hear it. And that's the moment that we're in now. This is a very dangerous and scary moment for America. This should send a chill or a shiver up every American spine, regardless if they're Democrat or Republican. This is some scary shit. We don't want people ratting out people who are saying things that they don't agree with, or saying things that they deem to be negative about the sad and tragic death of Charlie Kirk. That's like, to me, it reminds me of back in the day when you had to rat people out because you believe that they belong to a certain political party. I thought America was beyond that. I guess we're going back to that time now.
And one thing that I'm noticing is that they're often using the word dangerous in scary times. They're going to keep using that over and over again. The Democrats love to take a few different words and push it into the mainstream media over and over and over again. And then next thing you know, every liberal person in the United States are all going to be saying the same thing. This is a scary and dangerous time we live in, even though the person was on the left that took the life of Charlie Kirk. It just blows my mind. But hey, hopefully people will wake up to this nonsense. Now, I want you to try to do something here. Swap timelines or somehow put Martin Luther King as Charlie Kirk. And imagine if the same thing happened if we had internet and technology for the timeline with Martin Luther King. Do you think people will be calling into jobs and trying to get people fired for saying evil and hateful things and celebrating the death of Martin Luther King? It is the same thing. So, look, you got to have a heart somehow. And these private companies, maybe they just don't want people with no heart that are potentially demonic working for them. And for Don Lemon to sit here and say that President Trump and the conservatives are trying to censor people and take away free speech is simply egregious because I do have proof that the people on the left in the past have called for people to be deplatformed. Check it out.
Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. What I will say, though, is while I'm very glad that the person that was arguably responsible for some of the largest, driving some of the most amounts of death threats and violent threats, not just to my office, but to plenty of people across the country, I also kind of feel like I'm like waiting for the cutscene at the end of a Marvel movie after all the credits have rolled, and then you see like the villain's like hand reemerge out to grip over like the end of a building or something. But deplatforming works, and it is important. And there you go.
Oh, but Charlie Kirk was racist. He didn't like women. He didn't like the gays. Okay, that is absolute nonsense, and I have proof yet again. Check it out.
Let's just talk about it, because respectfully, a lot of y'all getting on my nerves. Let me tell you something about myself. I am probably one of the best people on this earth to speak on Charlie Kirk, to speak on his beliefs and what he preached, what he said, his messages. You want to know why? Because I've been in almost every field that y'all claim he's against. As you can see, I'm black. Blizzy black. Do you hear me? I'm a woman. I am a female. But y'all claim he is a sexist. Guess what else that I was? I was a member of the rainbow community, the alphabet community. For over 10 years of my life, I consider myself to be lesbian. You see this little white stuff on my shirt right here? You want to know what that is? It's baby throw up. You want to know why it's baby throw up? Because the Lord has blessed me with a husband and 3 kids after I gave my life to him, was filled with the Holy Spirit and born again. But you want to tell me... You hear that sweet voice? You want to tell me I was never meant to or never should have had any of this and should have continued to walk in the deception that was a part of my life. Get out of here. I support and approve much of what Charlie Kirk said because I lived it, I went through it, and I testify that doing things God's way is better, that me being black never was a hindrance, and that me being a woman is totally fine. You want to know why? I have a master's degree and I choose to be a stay-at-home mother. Oh, that's going to tick somebody off, ain't it? Yup, I sit at home all day with my 3 kids, taking care of them because my family will forever be more important than my career. But wait, that's not all. Let me include this really important detail. When I was 4 years old, my dad was unalived just a month before my 5th birthday. So don't come into my comments saying I had more opportunities than this person or that person. I was raised by a single mother who worked in a factory till this day. So get out of here. Okay? We do what we choose to do. Stop making excuses. Listen to Charlie Kirk and understand that through the power of God, through the power of Jesus Christ, you can be more than conquerors. And black community, you want to know what's really wrong with us? We ran away from Jesus and ran to the government. Yeah.
No matter how hard they try to slander Charlie Kirk's name, I believe they will still continue to fail. Turning Point USA has just released a statement that Erica Kirk is going to be in the new seat, taking over for Charlie Kirk as the CEO, and they are going to continue the mission. There's already 50,000 new chapters for Turning Point. This is just mind-boggling, far exceeding the expectations of what Charlie Kirk was trying to get out of Turning Point USA. It's phenomenal. They're even opening them in Canada. I want to leave you guys with this next clip from Frank Turek. He was in the vehicle with Charlie Kirk. He was by his side the entire time, all the way from before the shooting happened, all the way to the hospital till the very end. This is a very touching video, and I just think more people need to see it. Check it out.
Now, here's what Erica wants me to relate on Sunday. This is going to be the hard part, but maybe also the comforting part. Charlie Kirk was literally like a son to me. I have 3 sons. He was like my 4th son. My 3 sons are a little bit older than Charlie. He was like my 4th son. So when he was hit, if your son got hit, what would you do? What would you do? I got in the car. Because if there was any way I could save him, I had to do something. And I couldn't just, just take him. You guys got it. So they got him into the side of the car. It was an SUV. It was the SUV we took over. And I'm on one side, and there's actually some video of this. Somebody was taking video of this. I'm on one side of the car, the right side, and they're getting Charlie in. So I run over to the other side, but the guy who was dragging him in is now blocking that entrance. So at that point, I run around to the back. I pop the back gate open, and I jump in the back. The car lurches forward. Apparently somebody jumped in the car. So the car lurches forward. So I almost fall out of the car, or the SUV. Then I grab the thing and close it. And there's 5 of us in the car now. Justin is driving. Dan is up front with the GPS. Rick has got him. Rick's on my left, and Brian is there, and I'm coming over the back seat, and Charlie's laid out in front, just right in front of me. And Charlie's so tall, we can't close the door. We drove 4 miles, I don't know, it's 4 something miles, all the way to the hospital with the door open. To this day, I don't know how Brian stayed in the car, because we're just go, 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 go. We're trying to stop the bleeding. You saw it. And I'm yelling, come on, Charlie, come on, come on. Meanwhile, my phone is still on. My son and daughter-in-law are hearing this whole thing. And his security team, again, Justin, Dan, Brian, and Rick, they loved Charlie. But they were much cooler than I mean, they're just carrying out, they're calmly, but they're swiftly doing exactly what they were trained to do. Rick starts praying out loud. I'm praying out loud. We're yelling, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. My son's hearing all this. And we're doing the best we can to navigate traffic. This is not a highway. We're on surface streets. And suddenly there's an ambulance coming toward us. And there was conversation in the car. Should we stop? We're like, no, just keep going. Just keep going. The doctor later said that was the right thing to do. Ambulance goes by us. We're still heading to the hospital, trying to get there. At one point, somebody says, let's get there in one piece, because we're cutting through intersections. We're just beeping the horn. This is not a emergency vehicle. There's no lights. There's none of this. And I go, we got to start CPR. So I try and start that. Now, Charlie wasn't there. His eyes were fixed. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking past me right into eternity. He was with Jesus already. He was killed instantly and felt absolutely no pain. That's what I was told later. But of course, we had to try. And by the way, there was just nothing any of us could do about it. We were giving him CPR, but nothing was happening. It wasn't like if we had better first aid or we had better medical facilities or we were faster to the hospital, we could have saved him. We couldn't. So if that's any comfort at all, Charlie didn't suffer. He was gone. He was with Jesus, absent from the body, present with the Lord. That's where he was. Now, it is true, when we got to the hospital and they started working on him right away, they did get a pulse back. And so Rick and I were just, everyone's praying. We're just praying for a miracle. We had a small sliver of hope. And the doctor later said that we got a pulse because Charlie was a very healthy man, but the shot was catastrophic. So 20 or 30 minutes later, the surgeon came out and said he was dead.
Absolutely crazy, right? We'll never get another Charlie Kirk, but there is hope for a bright future for America. You guys drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching the Unexplained Outlook. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.